you know, they say what's done in the dark comes to the light. You can't hide everything. Eventually, it's gonna resurface. Time has a way of bringing things out, right? So, little Troy, which is Big Nose Troy's son, he did an interview, and you know, he basically talked about, you know, his father, you know, being a good dude despite whatever else happened, and Bimmy being a rat, pretty much. And if you saw my video, I got the link below, check out the video. But I talked about, you know, one of the guys from the Supreme Team, Prince Miller, was scheduled to be released. And I also talked about, you know, Bimmy being a rat. But in the beginning of my video, I stated how Prince Miller, they was going to give him the death penalty. But he went from the death penalty to they just sentenced him to life, and then now he was scheduled to be released. Now you tell me, how does that happen? You escaped the death penalty, you got sentenced to life, and now you're scheduled to be released. How does all that happen? All right, so check out that video. Now back to Little Nose Troy talking about, you know, Bimmy being a rat, and Bimmy was basically the reason why Big Nose Troy got locked up. So we think, right? So he stated that Bimmy was also a CI agent, and he confirmed that he was the reason why his father got locked up. Now his father was getting sentenced for some other stuff, right? So they were getting ready to give him 7 years, but ended up giving him 5 and dropped it down to a gun charge or gun possession. Now, how does that happen? How does allegedly being charged with 2 murders gets all the way knocked down to a gun charge? How? Now, if you ask me, I think it's a lot of people working behind the scenes, CIs, or the people that we think were maybe part of the Supreme Team, or they were just a one-arm army. Maybe they were actually CI agents. Because there's no way that from the death penalty to life to now you being scheduled to be released, and then from you got 2 murders on you and they knocked it all the way down to gun possession and you got 5 years. Man, let me tell you, you can't always believe what you hear. You cannot believe what you hear. You cannot believe the stories that you hear unless, you know, you are there with that person. It's probably a lot of stuff that's gonna be said, be confirmed, and some stuff that's gonna hit the fan, because you got so many sides to so many stories, and it's like, who do you believe, right? But all I'm doing is just putting everything together and trying to make stuff make sense, because it's not making sense. You're escaping time in jail. You're escaping criminal charges, and nah. Now what I think, this is just my opinion, I think Prince knew that Bimmy and Big Nose Troy were CI agents. And the only reason why I say that is because there is no way all these charges you get dropped and you escape the murders and you escape the death sentence and the life sentence, and now you're being scheduled to be released. You know, sometimes I don't know, sometimes to get ahead, sometimes you got to make certain sacrifices, and I don't know if this was one of them. Now, I'm not saying people enjoy going to prison, but I mean, if there's a hefty chunk afterwards, and I'm gonna just leave it at that.